Anonymous, it's me, Ice15, and today I'm going to be reacting to stories where people listened to their gut instinct. So, let's get started. I went on a date with a Tinder boy who wasn't my type. I wanted to give it a shot, try and be open-minded. As soon as I walked out my front door and saw him in person, I was immediately turned off and knew I wasn't interested in him. We went on the date. I didn't feel right backing out at that point, so I played it very uninterested on the date. He kept pursuing me afterwards, and I repeatedly, clearly refused him at least 4 times. A couple weeks later, I was talking to a friend at the other local school and mentioned a bad Tinder date I went on with blank. My friend looked at me and repeated his name for verification. It was a pretty uncommon one. We looked him up on Facebook to confirm we were talking about the same person. He had 3 sexual assault complaints against him. Well, shit, there was a reason you had a bad feeling about that boy. Damn, what the hell? You're lucky you got out of that shit. I'm a nurse. I had a patient who was doing great after a relatively minor surgery and was set to be discharged the next day. I just had a bad feeling about it ever since my shift started. I kept checking in on him and he said he was completely fine. We went for a walk around the unit with the help of an aide. I offered to walk with myself, and I'm glad I did. The guy passed out just as he was getting back to his room and was in a very serious and dangerous heart rhythm. If I wasn't there, we might not have been able to save him the way we did. Oh, that's good. At least you listened to your instinct and now he's like totally fine. Oh, that's good. When I was 13, I was in a pet store with my sister when this man walked in and it suddenly felt like the air in the store had changed. I felt terrified to my core. I immediately grabbed my sister and told her we had to leave right then and there. We walked to meet our mom at the grocery store across the street and finished our shopping. When we finally left the store, the parking lot was flooded with police officers and there were helicopters above us. Turns out, the minute we left the store, the man had attempted to rob the place and even shot the cashier. Ever since then, I've always listened to my gut. I'm glad that they listened to their gut. However, why would you rob a pet store? Like, don't get me wrong. You know, I don't know. I guess like they might literally just be wanting, the money from the cash register. But it's a pet store, man. Like, first of all, you're not only hurting people, but you're hurting animals, probably. And I'm hoping that cashier is alright and well. I'm hoping they didn't get, like, shot and, like, died. That would suck. Yeah, that'd be really sad. But, I mean, at least they listen to their gut now, but why a pet store? That's my question, but sure. When I was little, my mom always called your intuition your belly buzzer. It was the feeling in the pit of your stomach that something wasn't right. Trust your belly buzzer, she would say. It's a good thing she did, because when I was about 7, I was playing with some friends at recess. This man with a baseball cap walked up to us saying he had lost his puppy, and asked if we would help him look for it. My belly buzzer went crazy, and I screamed, "No!" I grabbed my friends and we ran off. Who knows what would have happened if my mom hadn't taught me to trust myself. Yeah, he might have been trying to kidnap you. I bet he wasn't expecting that type of answer, though. Like, he's probably, like, was hoping that you'd say something like, "Oh yeah, sure, where did you last see your puppy, blah, blah." Or, "I'm sorry, I think recess is almost over. We have to get back somewhere, Not, "No!" But, like, all jokes aside, like, I'm very glad that they did that, because who knows what would have happened. Like, what guy goes in a baseball cap and asks 2 children for help to find his puppy? Like, most adults wouldn't, like, go up to kids and be like, "Hey, can you help me find my puppy?" Like, no. On top of that, why did no one notice this random man walk up to children in the middle of recess at the school? Like, they're saying they're 7, and usually in my school, they watch us, or would watch us in elementary school to make sure, we didn't hurt ourselves or whatever. There's people going around kind of like on trips just around the school to make sure all the kids were okay. So why did no one notice this random man talking to these 2 children? Like, usually you would start to know who the parents were. I don't know. I was living at my sorority house in the summer, and it was the 4th of July. I was 20 at the time. and decided I should be a grown-up and stay at school to work instead of going to spend time with my family. That night, a man came into my bedroom and pulled me out of the top of the bunk bed. After a bit of tussling, I eventually said to him, "How can I help you?" He stopped hitting me and said he had the wrong house. Eventually, I got him out of there and went to the hospital. Needless to say, those 5 words likely saved my life. Interesting. I like how that's what got this man to stop was, "How can I help you?" Like, why? Did he just expect the person to, like, not respond? Like, did it just, like, scare him? Like, I'm confused. But, I mean, at least they're okay. At least those, like, literally those words saved their life. Okay. I was deciding on childcare, which is always stressful. One place was a little cheaper per day, but you paid for the week even if your kid missed a day, but offered a video feed. The other was more expensive per day, but you caught a break and only paid for days attended. I picked the more expensive one because I got a bad vibe from the other. Within 2 weeks, the first one caught fire under odd circumstances, no one got hurt, closed, and never reopened. Always trust your gut, especially when it comes to the kiddos. Yeah, that's what I'm saying though. Like, I was always taught growing up that you should always trust your gut. Like, from the beginning of time, like, my mom was basically like, "Hey, this is what your instincts feel like, this is what your gut feeling feels like. Always trust those feelings." And I've always trusted them. Always trusted them. And even if it's not like a life-threatening situation, I've always, usually I find out why I had that bad feeling from that person, or. So, but I think that if you don't want to trust your gut feeling for yourself, trust your gut feeling for other people, especially children. Like, I was always just, like, growing up, like, I've always believed that children and elders come first. Always. And so, therefore, if you're going to trust your gut feeling and it's to do with your kid, always trust it. If you're have to trust your good gut feeling because of, like, your mom or your grandma or something like that, like, trust it. Immediately trust it, because it's very, very important, and you don't know why you feel that way, but there's a good chance that there's a reason. And again, like, I grew up knowing that because my mom had this story where, actually I can add this into this, my mom hopefully doesn't mind that I tell this, but when she was a teenager, I think, she was hanging out with a bunch of her friends, and she was friends with a lot of guys, but she had this group of friends she was with, and they usually walked down this little sort of like trail, this sort of like to kind of like as a shortcut to, you know, their houses or the street that they needed to go onto, and they usually went down that trail. And so as per usual, they go to that trail, and as they went to go down this trail, my mom got this really, really bad feeling in the pit of her stomach and in her chest, and she was basically like, "No, we can't go down there. I don't know why we can't go down there, but we really, 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 really can't go down there." And it was like her roommate or her friend that was with them was like, "Oh, whatever," and goes to go down there, and she's like screaming, crying, like begging them, like, "No, we can't go down there. We really, really, really can't go down there. We need to, like, take the long way around." And it was one of her really good friends that convinced them to just listen to her, and they took the long way around. And I guess the next day or so, they figured out that the trail that they were going to go down, the little shortcut that they were going to go down, someone had committed suicide on that trail, or what looked like suicide on that trail. And who knows what would have happened if they went down there. She's assuming the bad feeling was that there would have been no way to help the person, that what would have probably happened based on like the information that was in the news the next day, that if they had walked down there, they would have saw a dead body, and that would have not been a great time. So it's stories like that that my mom would tell me as I got older and be like, please, please, please trust your gut feeling, because there's always a reason. It's either something that no one would want to see or would hurt you to see. It's either it's to help someone else or something bad would have happened to you. Just always, always, always trust those feelings, and I have. I haven't had very many where it's been, oh, I can't go down here. Oh, I shouldn't do this. And some of them you never figure out the reason, but I'm always assuming there's a reason. And I've had a lot of really gut feelings about certain people that I've met, and yeah. Like, I've had people that my friends have wanted to date or things like that, my high school friends, and I didn't like them or I had a really bad feeling, and then later figured out that they were, you know what, we're just gonna say they weren't very nice people is the best way to say that without completely outing them, I guess. But very, very not nice people, like horrible human beings. And I will always warn someone about them, and you can't always make someone listen to you, unfortunately, especially because it's a gut feeling. You don't really have a reason backing up why they shouldn't talk to that person or why this person's probably not good for them. But you end up being sort of right in the end, but you can't really make someone listen to you because it's kind of something where it's like, oh, well, why is it, why are you acting this way kind of thing. But I don't know. But yeah, that was me reacting to some times where people listen to their gut feelings along with a little story from my mom. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you want me to do this again, let me know. Comment down below. And if you like this video, make sure to give it a like. And while you're at it, press the subscribe button and the notification bell, because people are having problems with subscriptions. And yeah, thank you for watching. I love you guys so much, and I will see you next time. Bye!